are going to talk about jobs.
Ugh.
The good and the bad side to them.
Yes.
Both of us don't have a job at the moment.
No.
Which has its ups and downs as well, but we'll maybe do one a bit more on not having a job.
Yes.
So today, the first thing about it is schedule. I know that having a job got me out of bed,
Yes.
got me dressed, showered, and got me out.
Unless you called in sick. I called in sick quite a lot.
Yeah.
In all my jobs.
Yeah. I actually was signed off quite a few times.
Yes.
On my jobs. But I'll get into that a bit more later. And I think a schedule really helps get your day going, and then you feel a lot more positive about things later on.
Yeah.
You want to do things with your friends rather than just stay at home. Yeah. And also having friends at work.
Yes. So all of my friends, apart from you and one other, are all friends that I've made through work. Yeah, I'm lucky that in my last job I worked with some pretty amazing people, like some that I know that I'll be friends with forever, like people that don't even work there anymore and I still speak to them. Like, they're all just amazing and I love them.
Yeah.
Obviously there's some people that I don't like.
But that's just people. We don't get on with everyone.
Yeah.
See, I have had quite a lot of friends at work, but due to the circumstances of me leaving, have ended up with me no longer being friends with them, which is really quite upsetting because I did get on with quite a lot of them, but it was just the case that in the work environment, it didn't always pan out to be the best friendship, whereas like if we were out of work it was great. My last job I had was as a gym instructor, and I've got to say I didn't really make that many friends while I was working, but the friends that I did make, well, friend, I feel like if I say that I'm just going to get offended, but the main person that I made friends with when I was there, I actually got let go, but that person still takes their time to speak to me because she knows I went through a lot, and she's really supportive. So I'm glad that I met her. So yeah, and I think in my last job, because I was a gym instructor, I didn't have to take much work home. I just kind of had to come up with some classes and different stuff, which could be tricky, but because I enjoyed it, it wasn't too much.
See, I've just really been a waitress, so obviously you don't need to take your work home. Like, it's hard not to take your emotions home, like if you've had a stressful shift, to not be like screaming at people, but no, your work stays there.
Yeah, my first job I had was doing admin, and when I was struggling, sometimes because of my dyslexia, sometimes because of my depression, which meant things that normally took me an hour took me a whole day, I ended up bringing my work home with me. Well, not necessarily like taking the documents home, but sitting at home like thinking about X, Y and Z, how I'm going to get this bit done, how I'm going to do this then, I've got to plan this and plan that, and planning it all out, so pretty much doing the planning part of the work, so when I went in it was already done. That kind of really got to me, and that job was a flexi job, so I was coming in early and staying till like 7 o'clock at night once everybody else had gone, because sometimes I just couldn't get going. So then on other days I kind of then had to catch up on everything. It was quite a vicious cycle, and that kind of goes on to
we can just cut that bit out.
that kind of goes on to your mental state, like before you're at work, and how that affects your like skills, how well you work.
Yeah, I know that I'd go into work, because obviously as a waitress you have to be happy and you have to be like cheerful, and like you can't be walking around looking miserable. So I found that quite hard, to be happy when you're not feeling happy. So I'd just get stressed a lot easier. I'd go into the toilet and have a little cry so many times. But yeah, it does affect your work and your ability to work well, because I'd make a lot of mistakes when I wasn't feeling my best, and then obviously that would just make me feel worse, which would mean more mistakes, and it was just not good.
Yeah, like when I was on my really down moods, I'd go in and I wouldn't be as pumped to get people like doing a workout class, but it's like I've got to do it, I've got to go for it. And I kind of like sometimes let my hygiene slip, because like when you teach a class, like if you teach 2 classes back to back, you've got to go and have a shower, but sometimes I'd just be like so drained, I'd just be like nah, that's not. One thing that actually was one of the reasons why I lost my job was I took a pre-workout before a class because I was feeling so drained, and I was teaching a spin class, and a lot of gym instructors take pre-workouts, a lot of them take them when they're away to work out, some even before classes. But this pre-workout, because the room was so warm, had a bad effect on me, and I was feeling quite sick. And I ended up saying, I'm feeling quite sick, so sorry if that class wasn't the best possible. I took a pre-workout before it and it had a bad effect on me, and that got reported. And yeah, by a person who doesn't really like me anyway, but that didn't really matter. It still got reported, which was
shit.
Yes. For want of a better word.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of leads on to employers and their views on it.
The job that I need to be careful because I don't want to upset anyone. So the job that I've just left, the owner was a dick. Basically. He was in the army when he was younger, so he's very much got that attitude, just man up, like just get over it. So he wasn't very supportive. It's hard because I mean, obviously they put up with me calling in sick a lot, and also I handed in my notice like 3 times, and like then I'd change my mind and be like, actually I don't want to leave, and they'd be like, yeah, we'll just put it in the bin. And like not many places would do that, so I do appreciate that, but I just couldn't stand working with him. He always made me feel crap. But my managers, so we had 2 managers, and they are both people that I'd call my friends now. Yeah, they were great. It was just the owner.
Yeah. Well, first time I was signed off of work at my first job, then I went back and I had a meeting like, why were you off? And my depression was made worse because of my work. Yeah. And so my line said that. And they pretty much bullied me into changing it so it didn't say that it was caused by my work. Yeah. And they actually ended up making me blame it on my relationship, which surprisingly I'm still in. Yeah. Even though I don't work there anymore. But I was signed off once and then it went downhill from there, and I ended up being signed off again and I couldn't go back. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't go back because the people there, they made me feel like crap. Yeah. Like that any time I felt down. Now, my manager, she was kind of my line manager. She wasn't always in that position. Her job got moved about. she was great and she really understood. But as she got pressures from other people, it kind of made it a bit worse, and I felt horrendous for leaving her with all my work that I kind of, I haven't spoken to her since. And in my last job, one of the people that I still speak to and call my friend was one of my managers. One of the other managers, she was very driven, and I just think the way we both work, like, didn't go together hand in hand. But as a person, I like her. I do, and I've spoken to her since. However, the person in charge of the entire club, and this is not just me, a lot of people have complained about her attitude towards others. I actually know people who have said, "Oh, that's your boss. When she came into my shop, she talked down to me for working on a till." And I'm like, yeah. So we didn't get on, and she made me cry a lot.
Yeah.
And it made it horrendous to be able to speak to someone to tell them what was going on in my personal life.
Yes.
But yeah, so jobs can be good.
Yeah.
I'm wanting another one. We are both actively looking for jobs.
Yeah.
But I think I've kind of found, I think we're finding where we want to work. Like,
yes.
You still kind of like the industry you're working in just now?
Yeah, like I do like waitressing. I am very much like a people person. I like chatting to people, getting to know people. Like at my work, there was a lot of regular customers that would come in that I like got quite close to, and like every time they came in, we'd have a chat and stuff. And like if I saw them in the street, we'd have a chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like that. Obviously, it's not something I want to do for the rest of my life, because I don't think you can have a family and a proper social life working in hospitality. But I've not decided what I'll do for the rest of my life yet. But I'm only 20.
Yeah, and I feel like I've failed at life because I've had 2 careers. I was like, this is my career. And then, like, been like, oh no, I can't do this anymore. And my dad laughed at me. He was like, come on, you're 21. Like, he didn't know what he wanted to do until he was, like, in his 30s.
Yeah.
And not everybody does, but I'm trying to find a job in youth work because I feel like that's going to work for me.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope you're enjoying your job if you have one.
If not, that is fine.
Yes. But also remember, like, if you are struggling with stuff, try and speak to your employers. Yeah, they might not always understand, but you never know.
Yeah.
Until you try.
So, thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.